Welcome, everybody, to the Last City Radio special episode. This is indeed the Destiny Lore panel, part one of 2024. This is going to be a great show. We got some amazing guests here, some returning faces that you guys know from my previous shows throughout the year. So it's going to be a great time. And sit back, enjoy the show. It's going to be great. But before we do that, let me make sure we have some housekeeping, you guys. As I know, those of you guys who like to watch the show but can't make it to the live, don't worry, because we always post it, on Sunday or Mondays now. So I'm calling it around Sunday or Mondays. We usually post the show on Spotify, so that way you guys can get a chance to listen and watch it on the go. So that being said, I appreciate you guys. And let's continue. I definitely want to introduce my co-host. The guy, not only he carries, great guy, he's finally a hell diver, loves Starfield, and of course ESO, extreme enthusiast. My man. Not only he does raid helps, this guy's just great. Great build guy, knows how to get in and get out. My man, Jared Darkheart, how you doing?
Doing good, as always.
Oh yeah, man. We got a lot to talk
What's going
about,
on?
bro.
Y'all.
Oh,
Destiny's fucking crazy this last week. 2 weeks,
yeah.
shoot.
Yeah, literally.
Remember the last one? You were like, I think this update's going to keep you in. Yeah, you weren't wrong.
I told you, man.
Although, I know we'll talk about it later, but I was right, though. About 10 waves into Onslaught, I get bored, but we'll get into that.
We'll get into it, man. For sure. All right. Now let's introduce our guest. So I definitely got a guy who I've had on the show before. Really great guy, great takes. Man, not only he's about the community, but man, the guy is nothing more but one of the humblest guys in the community. One of many, I would say. I just want to introduce you guys to the one and only J Osiris Gaming. How you doing, sir?
So far, so good. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure. You coming back, man, having a good time. And, man, I couldn't do this without you, man. How you been doing?
Thank you. I saw an open seat. Was happy to take it. So, hey, there's a lot going on in the game. There's a lot to talk about, highs and lows, and what the future may hold. So, let's see where it all goes.
Absolutely. Definitely. And also, I do have another returner. I definitely want to introduce the man. This guy is a legend. Not only I seen him do one of the most outstanding solo Nightfall strikes out here. He's great doing carries. Just a great face in the community. The legend himself, Mr. Save the Blade. How you doing, sir? Oh, you gotta I think you gotta mute your mic.
Unmute.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that messed up, but yeah, I'm just taking it day by day, man.
It's good to have you back, man.
We're all pros, I swear. We're all pros.
Yes. Every last one of us. But man, I'll tell you, it was a pleasure definitely having you on the show the last time. We had a great time. And,
That's no problem. I mean,
I appreciate you being here, man, with us, chopping it up. And also we got one of my guys. The guy is great on Guardians Feed podcast, co-host, the host with the most, my man, Mr. Luminous Zero. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Like everyone else, taking day by day. How you doing?
Hey, absolutely. I'm doing pretty good, man. Been hyped all week about the show, man. I knew it's gonna be great and epic, man. And I'm just glad that you're here to give your great perspectives as well. So, everybody, now that we have you all here front and center, I do want to ask you guys. One of the biggest questions is, of course, we all saw, the presentations. And before we even seen the Final Shape presentation, of course, we had the Into the Light streams that's been going on. Just being able to finally get into, the content I definitely want to ask each one of you guys, how are you feeling about Into the Light so far, this far? So I definitely want to get Mr. Save the Blade on it. How you feeling about Into the Light so far right now?
Oh, Into the Light is it's freaking awesome. I've been living in Onslaught since it came out, just grinding out shinies and stuff, and helping people get their 50 waves and stuff. Just messing around with many different builds. So that's just how that's been. And of course, they brought back Whisper and I can't wait for 0 Hour and see what they did to it. So yeah.
Facts. Yeah, hey man, I'm the same way, man. I feel the same way. I'm loving what they've done so far, man. But I definitely want to get you, Mr. Zay. How you feeling about it, man? How you feeling about it?
Dude, I'm feeling two ways about it. And truth be told, I think it was a long time coming. One thing is for sure, Destiny players, we love the loot. That's what drives our desire to play these things. Okay. The second part is just shooting enemies. That's a given. We're jumping in, we're knocking things out, and we're trying to have a good time while doing it. Onslaught accomplishes both of those things very well. You jump right in, the waves are right in front of you, the objective is pretty clear, and it opens up so much potential for builds. Like, I think that is where a lot of our build potential is going to be really put to the test in the future. Even now, I'm going in my vault, I'm checking some of the old armor that I got, some of the old weapons I have, seeing how they perform and all of this. So I'm happy. I'm ready to see where it goes next, because this is how they start. That's never where they end up. Because even with something like, Checkmate, they came in, they got the data that they needed, and they were working things out until it finally got to this point where we're at now. And I want them to do the same with Onslaught, bring in a lot of different new things and hopefully make it something much greater tomorrow than it is today.
Absolutely. Hey, man, I definitely agree. For sure.
I want a shiny glaive. Give me a shiny glaive.
I can get on board with that.
I need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I was actually happy when they did say, this is here to stay for sure. That was a great idea, because, like you were saying, they can build on this and really just keep it going. Having something like that, and man, just think about it having we get a chance to go to the Traveler, because I'm almost sure they're gonna have a map or Onslaught where we're inside the Traveler fighting, the new enemy faction and everything like that. It's going to be pretty cool. They can
not even that. In Onslaught, we don't even fight Vex yet, so we haven't even got to that point. We can actually go on a different location and fight exclusive Vex and see how that turns out. I think that's a whole other dynamic right there. Not even Scorn. Like, we don't have Scorn. There's a lot of room still for them to further expand, even with the new subclass, new enemy type coming in. So
yeah.
Just bring it all in.
Yeah, hey, I'm here for the weapons, man. But keep rolling on the weapons. Now,
I heard you all got new guns. I'm here.
Right.
Hey, listen.
Word on the street is.
You for a fact. I hope in the future amount of content that they add to Onslaught, please give me back my my lovely sniper that I grind for. Back in comp, back all those days in Forsaken. Please give me that sniper. That would be great.
Oh, I know what sniper you're talking
Revoker
about.
itself. Yeah.
Revoker. That would be interesting. That would be interesting in this sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Luminous, I would love to know your take on it, sir. How you feeling about Into the Light yourself?
Oh, you asking me about what I think about it? Yeah, I mean, I like it. So generally, from my experience so far, I haven't really dive into Legends yet. But on normal, I just like the castle side of it. Just jump in, going in, try to get 50 waves. Like, I got probably just 30 at some point, because I was just messing around trying to get gun kills, not really focusing on objective.
Right.
But I like the idea of going to different builds. Like, I don't have to be tied down to somewhat of the meta that have been doing this thing for a while. My co-host on my other podcast, he got to Legend a few times, and he's adores this so well. And so far I like the castle side. I think there's room to expand. I think the idea of shinies, I'm a huge Pokemon fan, so the idea of shinies, it's there. I like the idea that you have to go get it, but I like unlike Pokemon, you can't get shinies anytime you want, or just when we're living an event, which just makes sense. I like the RNG side of it. That's what I've missed the most now recently, is like the crafting system not doing it for me anymore. I like going in. Like I have probably like already 10 midnight queues that I need to figure out what I want to keep and one shiny. So it's like I need to like figure out what I want to keep from long term versus short term.
Right.
Not even talking about the fact that our vaults can't even contain it.
What they kidding about the Edge Transit 600? Like that's getting there for me a little bit. It's like, oh shit.
I don't think anyone had ever anticipated, putting Edge Transit in your vault as many times.
I made a decision to leave half my Warlock stuff in my vault. Like I'm not gonna use it for a while. I'm gonna like focus on Titan and Hunter for the next expansion. I was like, goodbye, Warlock. You've been good to me for the last 10 years.
I understand.
Time to go sleep.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I had to put a couple of things in the vault. I said, yeah, no. It's been good. It's been fun ride, but I gotta move on, new things, and you can't come with me right now, but you'll always have a heart right here in my vault. But yeah, I definitely agree with you on that for sure. So, my man Jared, what you thinking, man, so far when it comes to Into the Light? How you feeling? What's on your mind? I think the witness has got him muted. He got him.
Did it get me? Are we good?
This happens.
It got you, but you're good now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it got me for a second. Of course, it's got to happen once, right?
Oh yeah,
so you know, like I've always said, and this is where I become the unpopular person in the room and on this channel, is I'm not a fan of horde modes. I am not a fan of endless stuff. I am a goal-oriented person. There has to be an end to the light. But they put in the 10 wave option, so that's what I've been hitting up. I did get my 150 wave, and I'm like, I got to do it a few times. There's a triumph. But I just go into that 10 wave one to get it done a few times because I don't really like doing the 50 unless I got a team together. I haven't done that, but I was excited for Whisper to come back because when I started streaming a few years ago, my very first stream, I was doing Whisper carries. So I was like, let's do it again, man. And nothing, I mean, yeah, there's extra secret rooms and then they changed up the boss, but it was real quick to figure out. And I was like, okay, let's see how this goes on Legendary. And I'm like, nope, still got it. All right, we're good to go. Who needs it? So I was excited to hop back into the exotic mission. I can't wait for Zero to come out because when I started streaming was when they announced, we're going to be sunset and stuff. And they were like, we are getting rid of 0 Hour and Whisper. So people were clamoring to get it done. They're like, I've never done it. I can never find a group. And I was...
Witness got him again. I'm telling you, he don't want us to succeed, y'all. He don't want us to succeed. He was cooking.
Some Bunchy got him. He talking smack. Yeah. It's like, oh, nope, no.
We will not have onslaught slander in here.
They're listening to all Destiny talk from here on out.
Jared's talking shit about onslaught. We're not friends anymore.
Maybe if you're listening, don't tell him. Don't.
He doesn't like onslaught. Come on.
I'm worried my buddy Jag's about to send me a message and be like, bro, come on.
We work.
My buddy who works on Bungie.
I do understand his reasoning behind not liking Onslaught and the redundancy of it. I think there are ways to kind of, alleviate some of that pressure to enhance each wave by the 10s. Like right now, even when you go into like wave through, let's say 10 through 30, there's really no difference in how they feel. They feel, relatively the same. In fact, they're actually predictable because if you go through the wave enough, you'll start to recognize that there's a spawn pattern. So if you're able to enter those spawn patterns, you can then take your scrap and place them in according areas to maximize your output. And not even that, waves 10 through 30 are easy. You don't even honestly need to use your scrap at all. It's not even until after you get past that point that you can really start thinking about it. And then those 20 waves, you can breeze right through.
True. That is that. Yeah. He's
Yeah,
right
then
about
you
that.
then you hit 40, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, you have this modifier. You get to you get further
Mhm.
on. It's like, oh, you know,
Mhm.
you all die. It's over.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, for sure.
But
Now, I'm also speaking exclusively for the 50 wave
Mhm.
version, not the legend, because the legend version obviously is tougher,
right.
but it suffers from the same thing. You know, it's not really offering anything unique per wave. You're not getting a slew of enemies that have a different setup or have a different, variety of which type you're seeing more of.
hmm
I guess that's, part of what, the first start of this is going to be. They wanted to just give us the bones, and then the meat will come as they just continue to evolve the experience.
Right. I definitely agree with that. And
Mhm.
yeah, I'm gonna give my little bars on it as well, before I do.
Mhm.
Shout out to Lord Saint Dungeon Master. Appreciate you. Thank you for the follow. But also, yeah, I definitely agree with you guys. All of you guys are cooking and definitely on the point. I see it like this. So we all remember back when I would say when Forsaken came out, right? And they released the first dungeon. Now, as much as I do love that dungeon, I think it was great. There were some things that they had to iron out. So because it's a new activity, right? I think what they're trying to do for the wave base, they're seeing the reaction of it. Yeah, though it's not perfect, it's pretty good, but they're going to make it better, and especially throughout our years, especially with
Oh yeah.
these type of activities. So I see it as
Mhm.
baby steps right now. When it
Even
comes
like
to
I said, even like I said last time, it's not my cup of tea, and I'm glad there's just a straight 10 wave version for people like me who it's not really a fun activity to do. But
Mhm.
it's been asked for so long that people who did want it, I'm glad it's in the game for people who have been asking for that for how long? Years, many years.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it's good thing it's in the game. It's just not for me.
Right, right.
I go in, get my weapons, and I'm done.
Mhm.
True.
And that's a good thing. I'm glad they did kind of consider that and say, okay,
Mhm.
we're not going to players into this one experience. We're going to offer them at least 3 tiers, which
Mhm.
is what we've right off the gate, which is the 10 wave, the 50 wave, then the 50 legend. I think that's a good start. Definitely a good start.
For sure.
Also, I appreciate the fact that they've given players the option to pick which location they want to go to.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
another
great.
kind of overlooked but greatly appreciated, because I know for a fact that Midtown, Goat Town, the best one.
Yeah,
That's where I go for all of my onslaught shenanigans.
facts.
The other maps, I feel like I'm just complicit with. I don't hate them, but I also recognize that they could have probably chosen better options. Vostok is kind of like in the mid tier, but that other large yard one, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not a fan.
Cosmodrome one, I'm just like
Mhm.
too spread out.
Yeah.
I like it all compact in one.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice that you're not getting surprised. It's like, okay, let's say everyone just hates the Vostok map, and you're like, all right, guys, let's do our 50, and you get Vostok, and it's like, all right, pull out, let's keep trying.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
Those little things that take you out of the experience, and
Right.
it's good that they really consider that as their.
And it's funny. It's funny too, because especially you guys, I'm almost sure that you guys got pulled into the Cosmodrome the first time you did it when they introduced it, and I was like,
I
didn't
think
like that.
yeah. I'm not sure what my first game was personally. I remember vividly playing it and having a good time with it, but I think it was the Cosmodrome map
Yeah.
first.
Yeah. What about you, Save? Did you get pulled into the Cosmodrome one too when you first started? When you first
Come on, just Destiny.
Yeah.
No, for the
Like
onslaught.
the onslaught Cosmodrome one. Did you get that one first?
No,
Trying to think.
you talking about Mafia thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I did get Moth Yards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I just avoided on Legend though. Can't be me.
Okay. There you go. They hitting that legend. I'm telling you, man.
No, I just hate that plain sight line. That's all.
Right. That one, man. I'm telling you, I got pulled into the Cosmodrome one the first time. It was like,
Don't do that shit. You catch me in Midtown all day.
Facts.
That's yep. Chef.
Actually, so my favorite one to actually do when I'm doing my 10 wave runs is when it does drop me into Vostok. I like it.
I like the Vostok one. I told you, for me, it's like a mid-tier one, mostly because I've gotten my.
Oh yeah, that was like one of my earlier favorites. It was the first one I did Legend 50 on, but you know.
Nice.
Yeah. I like the way they set that one up. That one's pretty nice. But yeah, that Vostok, Midtown, those are my go-tos. If I'm gonna do level 50, Midtown all day.
Every time I get Moth Yards, though, I'm like, come on.
I mean, I can only speak for Legend because I've only been playing Legend, so.
Yeah.
Well, look at you. I more man than I am. I ain't doing that.
Oh man, the amount of Guardians I have to go in and just use my Forerunner to take care of Tormentors. Oh,
Oh man.
You're gonna have to roll me through on that one. Why Forerunner specifically? Is because it just hits like a truck, or is there?
Oh yeah, it does like a crap load of precision damage. That's why it's like good. And it's,
how are you with the grenade ability on that?
Oh, the grenade
'Cause I thought a lot
abilities?
of people forget that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do forget. 9 out of 10. I'll give that one.
When I bring up the fact that Forerunner can make a grenade, people get a little confused for like a half second. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's right, it can do that."
Yep. I'm gonna need to go use some grenades tonight then. So I mean,
for sure.
Yeah, call up grenade every 5 seconds. It's chocolate.
Wait, make sure I remember that I still have this on here. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people running Forerunner. I have been seeing that too. But mainly it's been in trials. I've been seeing people. Yeah, don't tell me that too.
I mean, it was the first time I used it. I think I was on that. What's the map? The little Neo map.
Oh,
yeah, that one.
Yeah, shoot. I didn't know it was that good, and then I got flawless.
Yeah, it's crazy out here, man.
I mean, it was before, like it was like pretty like bug. Cause it did get like that primary buff, so they like adjusted it. So because I was, it was just insane to me that I was just 2 head 1 body in every Guardian. It was crazy.
Yeah, man. I'm sitting there like I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and pull this out. Went in there. I don't normally do this, but I was like, okay, let me pull it. I see too many people running out here crazy with it. Go ahead and pull this out. And man, yeah, it delivers. I was tapping folks crazy with that. I was like, yeah.
That's why you don't see me streaming trials too much, because all you hear me doing in there is going, "Goddamn Forerunner!"
Telling you, it's crazy, and it's crazy in PvE as well, man. Yeah, that's definitely a go-to. And because I'm in PvP, where's that guy who runs not Wrist Runner? I was running my 3rd Axe. That's my baby until Blast Runners come. But run that, then I run Traveler's Chosen. That's always been my go-to. Traveler's Chosen is stupid. I love it. And I guess I got to change up now because Forerunner has been running through. I got to change my loadouts now. But yeah, it's crazy.
No, but I'm usually running around with like a Hawkmoon or something. But
Ace for me.
Yeah, Hawkmoon Ace
cannons. I can't put down. For me, it's
respected.
That catalyst that's supposed to be coming for what is it for not
is it a fusion?
The last word.
Oh, yeah. I have not.
Catalyst?
Yeah.
Right.
It's supposed to be coming.
You seeing that gun doing right now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
Even last weekend, I was considering pulling that out of the vault and dusting it off.
Oh man, for us M&K players, everything non-existent. We out here just easily tapping people out here, you know. Yeah.
What can you do when you add a catalyst to that? What could you possibly decide to put on
The
that?
fact that Bungie was even playing with the idea of Cascade Point on Thorn means that they've got something that they want to try.
Yep.
That is very
If they put that on Last Word, then it will be like probably undeniably, at least in the PBE section, the best Lucky Pants hand cannon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, I've been dying for that. I've been wanting that, literally.
It will literally delete champs. Crazy.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat.
No doubt about that for sure. Man, I hope they're gonna play around with something. I mean, they already making us busted as it is in the final shape. So
if they can make Monte Carlo a glaive, they can do something with that gun. Trust.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so glad they did that too. That has been such a long-standing thing with that gun. But I get why they just do it right off the bat, because obviously there was no archetype for that. But yeah, it was.
My bad for calling it glaive. I just forgot what it was called. So
why can't I just smack people with it here?
right, literally. Come on now, we can't smack people with it. That should have been like, because I was thinking of okay, if they're doing melee, when you have the gun, you could just do like the stab thing animation, with it, which would be cool. But hey, glaive, I'm down for it. I'm down for a glaive transformation. I think it'll be pretty cool. They're gonna make it fancy, so
they're gonna put out its cousin Stabby Carlo.
Down for it. I'm definitely down for that. And I think they did a really good job when it comes to a lot of the Destiny 1 weapons, bringing it back, making them look fresh, keeping it.
And there's more coming back. And there's more.
Certainly one of those weapons I've got my sights on. And they said that it was solar, which is interesting to think of, because there's going to be a lot of build synergy with that. And I wonder how exactly, because I know with Crimson being the way that it is, functions the way as what, Red Death used to. And considering that it's solar, and now we have like restoration and cure, I think it might lean into that somehow. And how it does is going to be a make or break for that.
That's interesting.
Because we've got a lot of competition and a lot of other, weapons that can do what potentially this gun may do. But we'll just have to wait and see.
What if they add heel clip with that, and they bring it back too?
If they add heel clip, I don't think that would be enough personally. It would need to be part of the catalyst, because the base gun needs to offer. Because remember, it's an aggressive frame, so it's already hitting like a messenger. So that's how it was before. Not sure if that's what it's going to be like when it comes back, but just going based off of that alone, it's got to do something to really bring itself up there. And I think they'll deliver, because again, like you said, every gun that they've brought back from D1 has had a glow up in some regard. So I trust that they'll do something.
You're about to never see Zallies on my Solar Hunter ever again. If they do that kind of stuff with it, ain't no way in hell.
I mean, look at how crazy they brought back Dragon's Breath. I love that weapon. That was my favorite weapon in D1. Besides,
I almost had 20K on that weapon. I love that weapon.
It is fantastic.
It's great.
It's come a long way from shooting solar grenades.
Yeah, ain't no way.
It's crazy, man. I was popping off with that, especially what was we playing? I was doing Ron last night with the clan, and I used that bad boy. I think I used that on the dude with the planets. Man, I'm telling you, it was doing its job, man. I love that. I love that thing to death. It's it's up there. Has anybody used the what is it? The black. Has anybody used the new weapon again? The sniper yet?
Which sniper?
Have anybody tested out this Whisper? And did they
Whisper.
So I had one buddy. He tested it out while we were doing Whisper carries, and now he brings it in there because he's usually the well lock. So he just hangs out in bat and does that while we're smacking on him, and it really does help out. But I mean, I haven't done a last wish run, and I only use it on Morgoth, so I haven't had a chance to test it out.
I think there are only about a few encounters in the game right now where Whisper can shine, and that's usually on any target that has a long enough damage phase where you can put a divinity bubble on them or something, like Oryx or like Fang of Ir-Yût or this. You know, it's like there's a place you can do it. But if you're gonna go in with Whisper of the Worm, I still think it needs to bump up its damage because there are a lot of weapons, a lot of high damage dealers that can do what it's doing, but also a lot more effective in other respects. So that's part of it. I did the mission, but I'm not really going heavily out of my way right now to do all the things each week with it. I'll eventually get there, but my sights are set on Outbreak.
Oh, Outbreak's gonna be crazy. Outbreak is gonna be nuts.
Flying through Legends.
I am ready to put V1 rounds on it.
Facts. I'm literally. I can't. When it hit, I'm down. I'm in it for sure.
Man, before Bungie decided to cut me off because I was talking shit about Onslaught, I was saying I'm ready for 0 Hour too, because I would take people through that too, and it was the same thing. They're like, "What's your stream?" And I'm like, "I don't stream." They're like, "Why not? You could be helping a shit ton of people."
Yeah, it's true. You may as well.
These missions are to go away, and you got it down, dude.
How sinister is Trevor? We really gonna find out really soon.
I told you this last time. I can't wait to get in there and test to see if his pattern's the same. Because I had a pattern where you never ever saw him, and I'm like, man, watch him come through the other way when I try it out, man. Oh yeah,
freaking. No, he's vicious.
He said, "Hey, hit this switch, take the back way, and oh god." He's like, found you.
The 0 Hour mission, if they did, like, just put 2 Trevors on there.
Oh God, don't give them ideas.
They put it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. 2 Trevor. Oh no, bro.
You know what? We're gonna start off with Trevor in each corner. Good luck.
Please, no.
Start a Trevor therapy.
You gotta figure out in 4 minutes.
Get hit by it.
I'm telling you.
Rage in the cage with Trevor. Get going.
I have a feeling they're gonna try something. They're gonna do something.
They talked to Trevor during the last live.
I was saying because you know, last time we were on, you know, Whisper, I was hearing rumors that they were going to change in the pathways with these missions, and they didn't with Whisper. They changed a couple things, but they didn't change the pathway. But from what I had been hearing was 0 Hour, they were going to change the pathways.
I can't imagine that if they did change the pathway, that it would be anything super substantial, because there was a lot of I know a lot of folks who played it back then probably don't remember all the platforming that we had to do, where you ended up outside, had to scale the walls. Yeah, so it's like maybe, but we'll see. My biggest thing I think they're going to change is the hot room.
Yeah. Because Zay, you remember? I think was it the Legend where they changed up the alternate way where you had to actually go?
Yeah, you had to go a different way. So the normal version, you had to jump down where those 2 ships were, and you took the vents that were under them. But with the heroic version, it was a completely different way.
Yep. Yeah, I recall. You're right. We did have to do that. So maybe they may have had other alternative paths, but they just didn't bother using it. So I'm curious what they're going to do with that room where you would normally have to do the binary sequences. Remember when you had to get the catalyst that way in the ship?
Yeah.
You had to recognize and remember all that.
Or the pathway before it. It depended on what week it was.
It did.
They probably gonna change that up. Man, I'm telling you.
I hope they do.
I already told my clan, because like I was one of the few Destiny streamers on Twitch who would help people do the puzzle for that garbage ass ship. Just because people wanted it. And I was like, guys, I gotta find my program I had that helped me with that, because I had an Excel sheet that we could get it done in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know where it's at.
I know
you don't even. They're like,
we used the cheese. We didn't even bother, because there was a cheese back then where you could just stay. Like one person eventually would like play with the menu or something, and it would cause it not start its timer. and we would just one person do that while we ran through it. We were not going to sit there and try to do the activity as it was, and then have to deal with the timesheet stuff. That even though completing the timesheet would add more seconds to the clock, it still meant that you had to go fight the boss after that. So, God,
yeah.
But
Yeah, my client was like, you don't even know if it's going to be in there. And I was like, bro, I need to grab it just in case.
Just in case, yeah.
Issue. Long time ago, I used to solo the, well, taking the 2 fire team members, I used to just go do the puzzle while they get to go fight boss. And when I get done with the puzzle, I just tell them, well, you killed boss, and they have it one shot, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dope strategy right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead, y'all.
It was before I started doing like all this stuff. I mean, I didn't really do carries back then. It was just like, oh, you need it, cool. Even though it was that way, but it was just like I wasn't like streaming at the time. It was just like, oh, I just knew what to do.
Me and Mild Mod, what we would do is like you just saw him Icarus dashing around the whole freaking room. I'm like, hit this switch, click. Okay, hit this switch, click, and you just see him.
Oh yeah, Rich Runner was my hero back then.
Rich Runner was stupid in there. Rich Runner, Arbalest, man, those were my go-tos for sure.
I was telling Carlisle last week I'm going to test out my old loadout that I used to use in 0 Hour. It was Risk Runner, a sniper, and a sword is what I would run through it and trash everything.
Yeah, sounds to me it still holds up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all fallen. Risk Runner's going to be a big pick.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. Especially with
I found some success with arc-based like weaponry, where I would use something like Fallen Sunstar on Warlock, and then I would go in there with Brigand's Law sidearm, just pop a few rounds in there, reload, get vault shot going, and snowball my abilities through there, which is pretty good. It handles like large crowds very well.
Ooh, yeah, for sure. Because you know how compact that final boss room is, with all of those things just shooting at you. Yeah, that you're gonna need something to really take the edge off.
Ready for tanks and turrets again?
Champions, possibly.
Oh, I bet you. I don't know. Legend Whisper doesn't have it. We'll see. But we did see that in the in one of the live streams from Bungie, there are brigs now.
Yeah, that's true.
That's gonna be fun.
That's gonna add spice. That's gonna add a lot of spice to it, especially that final room. And they have those brigs in there too. Yeah, man.
Dude, what if instead of the 2 tanks, it's 2 brigs?
Man, I mean that's kind of reasonable.
Or like they could do a lot to really make that room.
Oh, you didn't like on each side there were 2 turrets and a tank? How about 4 turrets and a brig? Have fun.
Oh, I don't think so, man.
Big old mechs just slamming from the sky.
My buddy Jag will just tell me what he always does. Hey Jag, what's changing with it? And he'll be like, "You'll find out."
Oh, you'll find out real soon what they changed for sure.
And then he'll be like, "And dude, I don't work on Destiny anymore. Stop bothering me."
But so fellas, also, you know, with that, we know 0 Hour is going to be great. That's coming as well, alongside with, of course, I think 0 Hour is supposed to be like near the end. What is it? Like near the end of before Final Shape is supposed to launch.
It'll be May.
Yeah. And then we got
it's releasing the same time as Pantheon.
That's right.
Yeah.
I am so ready for my Godslayer title. It's happening.
Yeah.
I'm curious why they're not keeping Pantheon in the game. But we'll get to that. But yeah.
That surprised me too.
Yeah, that did surprise me. Let's talk about it, because with Pantheon's coming in the game, I get it why they're doing it. We definitely understand, because with Pantheon, the idea is it'll sharpen up people's skills, because we already know that they're planning something huge when it comes to this raid. This raid is gonna probably be like no other, and they want us to be prepared, and they want new people to come in and be able to also, of course, participate in the raid too as well. So I mean, what Pantheon is just like that exercise. We're gonna put you under those conditions of contest modifier. We're gonna ramp it up each time. It's gonna be big, and plus you get a lot of those.
And you can't cheese Riven.
You actually
know what?
have to do
This is
the
a
original
perfect
strat.
excuse for Bungie to fix that cheese. I bet you they're gonna.
Hey, we're glad to see it worked. Now it's in Last Wish.
You can't do.
They're testing it out in Pantheon first.
Dude, how many people still remember how to do the original rip and
You just shoot the eyes.
I don't. Every room I run, they'll just say we're not doing legit. We're doing the cheese always. They're like, fuck the normal way. Those are things never been taught. I swear to God.
There's no reason to if you bring 2 Behemoth Titans in with you. It's done.
Yeah.
That's all you need. That's all you need, and it's done. But yeah, I still remember how to do it because I don't like teaching people the cheese.
Yeah, you're like, make sure you have this, make sure you have that.
I explained the whole thing, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And then I'm like, "It's gonna make sense once we get in there." And then it does, but they're like, "Dude, there are so many steps, and I'm doing them in the wrong order."
Mm-hmm.
You got to shoot the eyes. You got to make sure you look at this certain thing. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
One looking through the glass, one being guided, one looking at the eyes, seeing which eyes it is. Shoot the foot, shoot the mouth, go to the next level. Oh, now you did this last time. Now you're doing what the other team did.
I'm telling you, they want us to do the full thing. But I'm definitely it's cool because this is something that I guess from what it looks like it's needed. It helps us to really say, hey, here's an activity that you can go ahead and do and start practicing on encounters to really build your team, get your synergy going. You know, I do want to ask you, say, what do you think about Pantheon? You know, coming soon. Do you think it's going to be very helpful for not only just your team, but just for people, you know, who's just coming in the game and trying to raid and want to be a part of the final shape? You think it's going to be a good idea having this activity?
Oh yeah. Oh, they're definitely gonna be tested. I'll tell you that right now. Because as far as like, you know, like master raids goes and stuff like that, and you know, because I think we're starting like at like 5 below, and then I guess it's gonna go all the way to contests, and then we're gonna get all these difficulty. And I already know why they're not keeping Pantheon, because think of it like this, like because we are getting like raid encounters that we're familiar with based on the TWID. And they do have these exotic weapons that come from these raids. If they were to keep it in, then what would be the point of you doing
a raid?
The other current raids where I can just go into a Pantheon and just go, conditional finality, boom, let me go do my waves, boom, get the weapon. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a good point.
Yeah, so like, but I do want them to keep it. But obviously it's gone. We haven't had a title like this in a while. Where we have to really like just, I know, like, you know, stuff like Shadow and all those other titles you can't really get no more. And I think like people will like, you know, like, and you know, Pantheon does several ways to get us prepared, and I hope the raid is pretty difficult. I mean, it really tests us up because, you know, although, you know, Brood of Nightmares was whatever. I did like Crota though. Crota was like pretty fun.
Crota came back and really showed out this time.
Oh yeah, shoot, the amount of whales we have to play. Holy Jesus!
Yes. I love what they did with Crota.
That remake was like one of my favorites.
It was perfect. Because it wasn't something simple like back in VOG. It's like, oh, now you have to shoot the oracles in order, like real innovative. Okay.
Oh shoot! Your Enlightened dies. Oh, that's your fire team.
Adding that Chalice of Light like changed everything. Definitely added that extra it needed.
I only had like 3 experiences of like teaching runs where like 2 people were just getting frustrated, like, and working and like the surface tunnel. It team coordinate. Don't turn up your mic. Just say take it, and that's it. Like if you can't do that, then this whole raid is a shit show. Like you're gonna have to like learn.
Exactly.
Like it's not. We're not carrying you.
And they made it.
I didn't sign up for this today.
Why'd you join? That was the thing at the end. Like, why'd you join? We're not carrying. This raid not the carry. Like you want to carry, just go to Bob. Something different.
Yeah. I'm
Though
telling
with
you,
everything said with Pantheon, the one thing that does bother me again is the part that they're removing it, but it makes me wonder if they're going to reintroduce it again later in some form of an event. Like, let's say Moments of Triumph, for example, doesn't really have a whole lot going for it. So if Moments of Triumph comes back and is associated with Pantheon, I think that gives it and the event some value. So there's always something there for them to kind of, experiment with, because they're always trying new things and seeing what works and what doesn't, what sticks and what stays. So it strikes me as, about the same as that. So we'll really see where it all goes once we get our hands into it and start figuring out what's the most optimal way to play it, and then take it.
Oh, I
You guys
agree.
done Kingsfall recently to get the two what was it, like Gorgox room, when you get, like, it says the one debuff, you get two person get the green debuff and you have to like separate it before they blow up. I got that like a few times, and like my whole raid team just like start flipping the fuck out. Like, wait, why did we die? Like, we saw one person left, and like, oh, there's another person who has it in the group. I was like, and everyone's like, oh my god, it's a Pantheon? This is the bug? We were like speculating for like 10 minutes. So it's like, I was like, that's an interesting like bug introduced early, but it's like that, if that's the case, like, oh, my whole clan is like now trying to figure out what else is going to be changed in the whole Pantheon. Like, it's not going to be the same for sure.
For sure. Like I would even say, like, I could see, like you were saying, Zay too. I could see them bringing it back. Now this is what I would pitch. If they did bring it back, they should do Foes of the Past, which like your Galran fights. They should bring that back in there. Worlds. They should bring that back. Callus. Bring back those. They could even be, of course, Insurrection Prime. Bring Insurrection Prime back. Bring all those ones that we really like and into it. And I think they will have another kicker just doing it. Okay, we're gonna bring the event back for Moments of Triumph. Boom, here's what we're gonna do, and here's your chance to get these type of exotics and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Yeah.
Because I can understand why they wouldn't want right now the raids that we have already, because it wouldn't be no incentive. Right now, this is kind of like limited time, like a flash sale. Hey, you go ahead and do it while you got time, so you can see if you can get you a roll of those conditional or whatever you want to get until it goes away. So people do have time to get a chance to grind those weapons and get.
Oh yeah.
But it is
the limited time thing. It also goes hand in hand with they just recently announced for the raid, where they are like, why instead of a week later, the Friday, where they're like, hey, we got a lot of stuff going on after the initial story. They're like, start starting to send everything now makes more sense. So like wherever Echo's gonna be, which I'm assuming if they're going with they announced a long time ago with the 3 episode, where it's 6 weeks. So Echoes is gonna be a whole month of June until like probably beginning of July. Then wherever the second episode is gonna be, then so for that. But even then, that's still not a full year. So whatever happened after, probably by the November, December, we're gonna figure out what it's definitely 3 or the number taken down. So it's like it makes sense for them to start selling things now. Like for me, I'm not even gonna worry about getting Dark Slayer. I'm gonna try, but like I'm accepting the fact that I had done Master Raid yet. So if I get far enough to at least get one emblem, I'm good. But like if I get far enough, and I know my level of that rating, I have to practice more. But I know a lot of my people in my circle are not doing day one because they're old. They're like, I can't do 24 hours or 48 hours anymore. I might do them for 12. If I don't get in the 12 hours, I'm done.
Neither can I, and you'll see me June 7th at 9 in the morning.
I was gonna do it, then my wife told me, "Oh yeah, we got a Girl Scouts event that day." It's like,
you don't have Girl Scout event. You mean you have Girl Scout event?
don't know. I was like, I don't know. I told people Saturday.
I got reading.
When I tell my wife, she knows. I'm like, it's June 7th, and she was like, okay, what do you need for it? Because I'm not going to plan anything now.
That's a good wife
She
right there.
knows. She knows.
You gotta prep.
I'm like, yo, June 8th. I'm like, yo, June 8th, do not plan anything. And she's like, why not? I'm like, raid race. And she's like, gotcha.
I may have to stress that point across to mine as well. Let her know that, hey, I love you. We got things happening, but I got to set aside some time for this.
Oh, during Crotas, I told her I was married to Destiny for 2 days.
The only time I kicked out my wife and child is when Rude Nightmares struck. I was like, I'm gonna do the full 48 hours, but like I don't want you guys here. Like, here's money, go out, get pampered, go sleep in your mother's house, and that's what I did. And like I was like, I can't do this no more. Like, this is it. I'm done. I went to work so tired. Like, nope, I'm done. I was like,
exactly. And this is what I tell my group. I tell them when we're doing World's First Race, I say, listen, guys, make sure that you have everything accomplished that morning, because you know it comes out at 1 o'clock. Get your groceries. Call if you need to get some pizza. You need to make sure that you got your pizza on the way. Everything needs
no breaks.
Nothing needs to interfere. Well, unless your house is burning down, or you may have to. We all know she's happened. But if you don't have any of that, you need to make sure that you're prepped ahead. You got everything good, so that way when you sit down on that seat, we're going.
Right. I'm prepping now.
Yeah,
boarding and everything else I can do, because I know I'm not doing that during.
I tell my group the exact same thing, but I'm like, until somebody else crosses the line, you're in here. I'm like, unless we cross the line first or someone else does, you're in here. There ain't no fucking break unless you gotta go take a piss. That's about it.
Yep, and you gotta make it quick.
And once I see a tweet that says, okay, we confirmed the team crossed it, now we can chill and get it done. But until then, you go in there with the we're going for first mindset.
Right. Another thing to stress too during these world first experiences, just have at least, like right now with the crafted system, there are a lot of good weapons that you can go for. That gives you the power edge that you should expect to have for these things. You don't need to have everything, but have the most strong thing that you have ready to use. Like, I've gone into a various amount of raids, and people would have to pause for a moment in order to go get something or to, prep their build in a way that makes sense. Every second during World First counts. So if you're going to be, on the fly with the things that you need to have ready, like if you want a linear heavy build that's good for clearing ads, if you want something that's really focused on doing a very good thing, a very deliberate thing for that action, please have it ready, because you never
know the loadout game.
We know what to expect. Every once in a while, they throw something new, but we're supposed at this point to really know what to have ready.
Your power weapon don't have bait and switch, you're kicked.
Bait and switch or kicked.
I had that happen to me once. I had my ATEC Predator at some point. I was like, you can get bait switch on it. It's like, I thought I did. Like, oh no, I guess not. Drop at the boss, though. Like, all right, next time.
I'm telling you.
Go ahead.
I mean, for
like the raid race, like what you do to usually prep or tell your guys usually.
Oh, so my fire team, the whole W, happy. I mean, it's gonna be rough. And we just go in there and just play. Do the best I can. That's pretty much it.
I also told my guys, I was like, whatever your heaviest hitting build is, forget it. I was like, you need to stay alive.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely key.
Things gonna be tough, and then if we need breaks, I mean, just go take a break. I guess like a example is that I was at Root Boss and I flipped out. I needed like a good old 5 minutes. Yeah, just relax, and then we got back in there and we beat it. So I mean, little stuff like that. Like, sometimes some things just don't pan out well, and then just gotta be an open mind when it comes down. Like people gonna say, hey, maybe this may work and may not work. Just go in there with a winning mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
The biggest problem I've always had in day one raid races was people taking critiques, and it's like, dude, we're just trying to make it that you are helping out yourself in the team. Like, stop getting pissed about this. You said you have this weapon, go get it. I don't care how much you love your rocket launcher. Like, we need this,
Yeah, it's about working with the team, especially in those moments. For example, somebody likes using something that they're really comfortable with. I'm all for that. But if they're in an activity and that thing that they're doing is causing them to die more often than not, knowing full well that what they're doing can be done in a more efficient way, I will have to step in and be like, hey, look, maybe it's either best to switch you with someone else or put on that thing that might be more helpful for this encounter when you get better or when things.
Yeah, and that's important because a lot of people don't have that that mindset. I think because I guess one of those examples is a mindset of somebody that didn't want to take off a particular weapon. I'm gonna say what weapon it was and wasn't doing no damage.
We had this.
I suggest the switch. Didn't want to switch, and was like, all right, well. End up didn't doing it, so
yeah, it's frustrating because now it can be one person's decision on that does hold whole majority team back. So you're not going to
because team play. And it's not because even for like myself, I take critique pretty hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, if I'm usually hard on myself, really. If I see, hey, this is not working, I'm going to switch.
I actually during my Crota run, great guy, but he was like, hey, what would you think about doing stasis build for survivability? And I'm like, you are asking the person for a more survivable build who has died the least this encounter. And he's like, my bad. And he was like, you know what? You're right. My bad.
That's fair. I think he may have misguided where he initially meant to say that.
He did it for me. He was like, hey, what would you think about changing stasis? And I was like, why? And he was like, survivability. And I'm like, I'm dying the least. And he was like, you know what? You're right. Never mind.
That's odd of him.
I'm telling you, man.
But even during Root, we had a guy. I've told Carlisle about him. I have a friend. He has a loadout he likes, and he does not like to change it. And when you tell him, "Hey, I think you should change this out," he'll be like, "No, I'm fine." I'm like, "It doesn't matter if you're fine, dude. It don't matter if you're fine. The rest of us need to be fine. You need to switch something." And he's like, "I'm
right." It's like if, for example, you go to fight Crota and they whip out a Prospector and a Glaive. You know what I mean? It's like I get that might be what you like doing. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're contributing like everyone else. But if we wipe and I look at that screen and our damage numbers quadruple yours, we're going to either have a real conversation about you.
Oh, yeah. Don't give me on damage numbers. Holy crap. Like, you know what? I hate to say it. Sometimes you look at it like, hey, I'm doing fine. And then you look at their damage numbers. It's just like, damn.
We were doing Nuzzy and like my homie's favorite loadout. He was willing to negotiate on the power weapon, obviously, because that one's a little more situational. But his favorite loadout is having an auto rifle, a breach grenade launcher, and a sword. But he was willing to negotiate the power weapon, and we were like, let's try rockets, let's try this, let's try that. And then the first team had already gone through the day before. So I was like, dude, everybody's using Thunderlord. Let's try it.
Right.
And all of us were like, shit, all right, pulling out my Thunderlord. And he's like, I'm going to keep using rockets. And I was like, dude, you got to be fucking kidding me. And then we get to the damage, and I was like you said, lowest numbers. And I was like, you going to switch to Thunderlord yet? And he was like, no.
And that's when you look at the damage.
That's the stuff that holds the entire team back, because one person putting out less damage could literally mean an entire new wave to have to go through, which gives itself to so many other possibilities of things happening that could have been avoided had that other person just used what was more appropriate for that encounter.
Every time you get it, that is exactly what you're gonna hear every time you look at their damage numbers.
What I ended up doing is that finally the team decided to split. Like, the second day we've been doing this, the raid's been going on for 36 hours. Finally decided we're done. My old King's Fall team had already finished it the first day, and they were carrying people through. So I just jumped through, and I was like, "Can you just help me do the fucking final boss?" And they're like, "You got Thunderlord, bro?" And I was like, "Bet, let's go." We finished it in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot. Let me tell you the Thunderlord. I mean, we used it on Nezzy, because we was using Rockets. It was like, we just kept. I mean, Rockets is the best DPS, but we was just dying. We was just like, let's just go do Thunderlord, and then Thunderlord worked amazing against Nezzy. I mean, we was just like, yep. You know what? We don't care about no dang 2-phase Rockets where we could just do a easier 3-phase and get it done.
Yes.
And that worked out. Like because we kept an open mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, Rockets is not working. You know what I'm saying?
My old King's Fall team even gave me a break. My old King's Fall team even gave me a break. I was like, "Come on, guys, can you just help me through the last boss that we're on for this contest mode?" And I was like, "Okay, I figured out how to do the gaze. I know how to do this." Like, no, you're just killing shit, man. How long have you been on?
This is where I think my mindset with meta, like meta need to be not all the time, but like, keep an open mind with meta. Like keep your eyes out, see what's open there, and get it if you don't have it. Like that's what I do. Like I have like a whole list of power weapons, like Parasite, swords, sniper, like because I we're chasing a team, like people refer you Parasite versus and like in Keystone Crypt. So like I never knew that. I always use swords. And like one time was like, we're gonna use Parasite for farming. I was like, what? And I was like, I have it.
My last DST.
Yeah, so it's like gotta keep it open mind. Yeah, like Professor's criticism when you're raiding need to be more apparent. Like I have so many raids where people just don't like criticism. It's like, dude, like you want to get this done in like 2 or 3 hours, not 6 and 10.
Yeah.
Literally.
Now, there are some instances where people decide to use a certain build, and it comes off more of a surprise than anything. Like, I remember when I was doing, what is the name of that raid that's on Europa? I forget its name.
Deepstone Crypt?
Deepstone Crypt, there you go. Somebody was using the sword on one of the encounters. Let me see exactly what sword that was. It was the arc one that basically has that little, that lightning warp ability to it.
You talking about Worldline Zero?
On one of the Worldline Zero. Thank you. Yeah. He was using that on the enemy target at the time. I forgot exactly how the mission goes or what you need to do in order to get to that damage point. But you go in, you hit him with the heavy swing, and then you just pump in a bunch of shots with your fusion. And by the time we got to the part where we could see the damage numbers, he was putting out actually more than everyone on the team. And I was surprised. I was like, I've seen anybody else use that loadout before, and it can be effective. It can be effective.
That's what build crafting's there for, trying out different things and distract people with it. I mean, that's how meta usually started. Like, people try different things and it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're coming off the time where Darcy was technically the optimal choice. You know what I mean? Like, so many people can find things that work out.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true. And that's the thing, like, you can find stuff that's really effective. Especially, we have so much things to play with. And a lot of things to build test. Just like shout out to music of Cloak. He says don't sleep on Darcy, and he said the colony does more DPS than Thunderlord.
Yeah.
Oh,
tell me all about it.
Oh my God, please. This man.
More DPS than Thunderlord? I think we're gonna talk about that one.
I think we're gonna have to agree to disagree on that.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Wrong.
Don't mind him. Oh my God.
He said Prometheus for his meta.
I'm gonna raid with you, music.
Yes, I got it. Nico 90X, he says, what's up? Happy 420. What's up? Appreciate you being here. But yeah, Colony, that's wild, bro. That's he said don't sleep on Darcy, okay?
I think now where Darcy actually is unironically good is Onslaught. Because if you're running a build that has like different setup for different champion types, Darcy is good. Because I believe if you hit him with the arc, it's good for overloads. Good for overloads.
Yeah, it's really good for overloads.
Yeah.
So it gives you more flexibility in your overall kit.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. I do want to ask you guys too, because we're talking about raids. We know the final shape. We saw that the gameplay showcase. It was absolutely epic. But I do want to ask everybody, what went into your mind when you saw that we were getting this new subclass and Prismatic, and just the amount of things that they were doing on screen? Save, I gotta ask you, what was going through your mind?
Okay, I actually remember, because I actually saved this clip too. Obviously, let me tell you, I thought they was like, oh, they're doing a test build. I'm just like, oh, okay, you're doing a shuriken, and then I'm thinking, this is actually real, and I'm looking at my face like, I'm looking back and forth. I'm like, why is he grappling, using arc, using stasis? And I'm just like, what? I was still mind blown to this day. I mean, I know we seen the perks and stuff. Like, I'm still mind blown. They just combined all this stuff together, and I'm still just like, wow. And then them showing like those exotic class items. Ooh, yeah. Like I said, it's still some mystery with those, and it's just like I'm just using what we know to. But man, I did not. I hope this is just not like a send off to Destiny 2 with all this power creep that's about to come to the game. But my God, I'm ready. I'm about to be Spooder Manning into a stasis super. You're playing.
I was saying in my podcast last week with my co-host saying same thing. Like, this sounds like almost like a send off, because they kept saying throughout that whole trailer, it's like, you want to go wild, go ham, go crazy. I was like, what are you gonna do in like Destiny 3, wherever? Like, are you like get stripped our powers again? Because I'd rather just keep the idea of keeping the two subclasses together. Like, let's say whatever new 3 we get, and the option to mix and match would be preferred, and just keep the idea of it. But it sounds like, yeah, at the end of everything, you're gonna like, reset again. Like, what? It's like, oh. But I agree with Steve. Like, I really hope it's not like a really send off. It's just like it's just like almost like a test idea that they want to do for an entire, expansion. Then whatever the new Destiny is, then they can just involve it as time goes on.
Oh yeah, listen, man. It was man, I'm telling you, when I saw that, I was like, I can't believe my eyes of what I'm seeing right now. They're actually doing this, dude. I was like, oh my God, bro.
I was thinking the same stuff. Like when as Sabe was, I thought they were showing them going through stuff using like a test build that they use in a dev kit. And then they're like, yeah, the new class Prismatic where you can mix and match stuff. And I was like, what? No way. Like, and then I'm thinking of all these things I can do. I'm like, man, what am I going to do with this build? What do I want? What am I going to do with this? It is limited though. After that, I was like, okay, they didn't break it too much. Now I actually have options.
Yeah, exactly.
To figure out how I'm going to do this.
Yeah, because I definitely think that it's still going to be something, but PvP, I just need to know.
I know. Well, it's gonna be broken the first week for sure.
I just need to know what in the. I just hope that it is pretty balanced. That's all I have to say.
Right, I hope so. Because this look crazy to all types of levels. Like, just to seeing what he was doing, and just the combinations. my mind is already out here with builds. Like I'm literally gonna go drive myself nuts on just wanting to just build my character.
I'm gonna be swinging around in my I'm gonna be swinging around in my cowboy hat, throwing shurikens around, man. It's gonna be great.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, because like I mean, the only thing I feel like I'm disappointed right now because I love Blade Barrage and it's not there, but it's okay. They got Golden Gun there, but I'm quite okay with it, you know.
Yeah, I was like, well, I do have my Texas build that I have, you know. Okay, I can do the Golden Gun. That's fine, you know. And they said that was just the starting kit of what we're getting. So my guess is, I guess they said you're going to be able to find all the different fragments and different things throughout the world while you're traveling in different spaces. That changes up everything, literally, from what we've been doing.
Yep. So, I just hope that I can get that stuff within these next 3 days because I didn't want to like. I don't know if you're about to talk about it in this, but I hold my thought if you're going to talk about it, but. Oh, yeah, but it's cool that we get to go into the world instead of just trying to grind some materials for like we did in Neomuna. So
I hated that. I still haven't grabbed all the fragments on my locker, my Titan, because
it's on 3 characters.
I grabbed the necessities I needed for my strand build.
Yep, and I mean I did it because I'm a creator and I love building. So I was just like, I'm gonna get all my stuff and then follow it, you know.
Yeah, and you know that's the thing too. What seeing Prismatic, I think a lot of people who were kind of like on the sidelines was like, do I really want to get all these fragments? Do I really want to? I think this was definitely people who saw this trailer. I think they're gonna be like, okay, now I'm gonna have to really go ahead and get all my fragments for Strand. I'm gonna have to make sure I buy all of my stuff because I want to make sure I'm at my pinnacle for my character. Going into the final shape of Prismatic, because we know and also keep in mind, we're going to talk about the dread and all that in just a minute, but keep in mind they're giving these things for a reason because they know and it's going to be a lot harder. This whole campaign is going to be way harder than we've ever experienced, and they had to prepare us and equip us with something. You know, to at least combat that.
Oh, I want it to be hard, dude. Because I usually on these days I literally just play Legends with my friends and community members, and we just going through it, you know.
Yeah. And man, I'm telling you, just with the faction with the Dread, thinking about the different Dread, the new faction, what they're doing, it's gonna be. That looks like it's gonna be a challenge. Just fighting them in general, you know. Of course. We saw the Hive in there. We saw, you know, the Taken. We saw all of these different factions that's going to be there, including the Cabal too. You know, and then adding them in there, it's going to be something. Especially that strike. I guess it was a strike or something. It looked like maybe that they were playing against. They was fighting that big boss. That looks really cool. But I mean, just overall, even with the enemy factions, what do you think of that? Say, what do you think about just the overall what we saw, just capturing, of course, having the new exotic, class items? What's your take on that?
OMG is what I'm saying, because obviously I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to just have an exotic and then that together. Right. That's my initial guess. If it is, things will go crazy. I promise you that. But the fact that because I know because when I looked at like some of the class item stuff, they literally took I guess like a part of an exotic perk. I mean, not like the full thing, Ophidian, it'll give you the ready speed, but not like the increased melee lunge and stuff like that. So it's almost like they're probably bringing out like all like the neutral stuff as spirits, and then I'm pretty sure they're gonna be doing some changes to exotics, so that way when they bring out spirit versions of them, then they'll have this. The fact that at least for example, like a Titan can have an assassin cow perk. Oh yes, I'm the blading gamer. I'm about to be in there slashing some things and going. and go on some invis, you know, like that's crazy to think about.
It's crazy, man. And like you said, and like they said, it's random rolls of these things. I just want to see what perk combinations I'm getting.
Yeah, because like I feel like a part of build crafting is coming back to the game because like right now as it currently, like it's like, oh, we put on like the same old 6-7 mods, blah blah blah, and then you should be cool with the build. Now it's like, dang, like these things are all random, and I'm just like, oh, now we about to get in there, and then who knows?
Did Destiny, did Bungie go ahead and break the building community with this?
My biggest thing is like how random, like how we're gonna get these, you know, class items, because like that's the main concern. Like, are these world drops? Are these like vendors? Are they like some sort of currency? Like, you know what I mean? Like, as much as like this sounds so enticing, like the main point is like, how do we get them? And like, what's the process of grinding for those random rolls? Because like, if it's world drops, and then I guess it's like, you know, how long can we get that guy roll?
I guarantee they're gonna give it a quest. They're gonna probably make that a quest. They're not gonna just hand it to us. I guarantee they're gonna probably make it a quest that we gotta go and complete.
Yeah, at least for one of them. At least for one of them, it's going to be a quest probably.
Yeah,
and then after that,
almost like Into the Light, where we get the initial shiny that they unlock the thing, then the random drops from there.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things. Because now I do want to ask you this, say, because we talked a little pinch about it, because this class item is in the game, right? This changes everything as we know it. How valuable will the other exotic armor sets be after they do this? And we don't know how many combinations they're going to be with this. Are people going to just only be running the class item because of what it can do? Or do you think?
To me, that's just gonna all depend, because obviously they will have to balance all this stuff. Because I still think that like all the other subclasses will still be using. We still don't know what, like, you know, like all the newer subclasses is going to do based off alone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would think that like a lot of us is going to be trying to see what Prismatic can do for like the first few weeks, and then we'll have to see what goes on from there. Because, you know, obviously, you know, if something's lacking, obviously Bungie's going to buff it. You know, but this really does change the way how we do our builds. To be honest, like we're gonna do things that we don't even think we can do before. Like, you know, like you know, taking my example for like all the stuff I could do on Hunter, and I'll probably go to Warlock just to give you another example. And the fact that, like, you know, Phoenix dive into thread links and all this other stuff, it's gonna even like the exotics that we have right now. We probably gonna find like new play styles to play, you know. So like the build crafting in me is just very happy that we're about to be seeing like some builds that, you know, just like some of us just gonna like using, and it's like, and that's pretty much all I have to say on this. Just like, man, like I'm excited for all this new build crafting option, and just going out there and showcasing it to the world.
Dude, them videos gonna be crazy when they come out.
And am I ready to absolutely go into that world pretty soon, you know? Because I've been doing that offline, learning how to do stuff like this. So
I'm excited. I'm really excited. Jeff, I do want to ask you too. Hey man, you already know we've talked about it when we saw it. What was going through your mind just seeing everything, and just what builds, man? And are you gonna still run some of your things that you've been running? You just said nope, that's out the window. I'm going straight for prison.
I think the new exotic class items in Prismatic is going to be a fun novelty. I think it's going to be a fun novelty to have in the game. I'm sure it'll have its places, but I don't know. You know, we're just going to have to see, you know, what kind of buffs and nerfs and stuff happens. Because I even said, I remember telling you for the day one, I was like, I mean, I might go in with Prismatic and see how it works, and then probably end up doing Void Hunter for the whole thing. You know, just for survivability's sake. I think it'll be a fun novelty to have. But we have yet to see how powerful prismatic builds are going to be. I mean, somebody could come out with a hunter build with a crazy ass, class item combo that goes with these abilities in prismatic, and it's like, dude, this is all you need, which just gives Bungie an excuse to nerf it later. But yeah, right now it looks like it's going to be a fun thing to have. We'll see how viable it is once it is fully unlocked.
Oh yeah, and just I was thinking of all kind of things, like especially with the Ord's Feast thing that they have on Star Eaters with Chaos Reach. That's gonna be nuts, bro.
That would be crazy. That would be
if it
insane.
can stack like it stacks in Star Eaters, yeah, man. Chaos Reach would be crazy with a build like that, man. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, they are going to probably have to tone down some things. It's going to get crazy the first time. I would say the first 2 weeks, maybe.
I think everybody's going to have. I think the first couple weeks, everybody's going to have fun with it, and then we'll see how viable it is. And if it's just a fun novelty to me, I mean, my builds are set up.
Hey, now you understand why Tessellation is the way Tessellation is. They kind of teased it without saying it, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the conditional. They teased this stuff without saying it, literally. Oh yeah, y'all ain't seen nothing yet, and just with the builds and with the weapon synergies, I think.
Hey, you make a great point. I wonder what happens. I think because I'm figuring this thing's gonna have like a catalyst. So I'm thinking like, 'cause like if you put on prismatic, then what element would it be?
Right. That's what I was thinking. I was like, what would it be?
My Little Pony explosion. I'm down.
Look, I said when I had a funny joke back in the day, and this was like shoot, I think this was back in before, I think when we seen Beyond Light for the first time. I said, okay, since we got the light, which is daytime, it's kind of a daytime light type thing, and you have darkness. Well, it would be cool. We have afternoon powers, and it was a funny thing at the time. But now seeing this is actually true. They're actually doing this, and just to see it, man. Like I said, I'm still blown away by just the whole mirror that we're getting the chance to do all of this stuff. I get to swing while I'm freezing stuff, throwing all of these things, snapping. I'm telling you, I'm like, wow. And I play Hunter. That's my main dude, but I always I play every character, but Hunter's my main dude. And I gotta tell you, when I seen that Hunter doing what he was doing, I said, absolutely. And just how, like you were saying, we still gotta test out the other light supers. We don't know, they're gonna have their own fragments in itself and whatever it's gonna do. So it's a lot. It's a lot. And we only have 1 week before the raid.
1 week. It's 3 days. Actually.
3 days. Not even half a week. Not even half.
Yeah. So I wanted to hold that until we got to that point. And yeah, like, okay, now I can go like for people like myself, that's like preparing for that stuff. We only got 3 days to learn about everything. You know what I'm saying? So it puts time crunch on us to say, hey, this is really good or not, and who knows who's gonna find that one sleeper pick inside of this raid that's gonna get you the dub. And that's why we have to like bounty prep now. Like at least for some of us who are actually trying to get the dub there the first day of the raid, like we have to do these things and we have to get all our fragments together and then test all this stuff really quickly to be like saying, hey, but they did, because I know a lot of people were sad that, like we only got like 3 days to do it. And then we had Miss Katarina came out, was like, hey, this is why this is happening. So like the fact that the campaign, I mean, the raid is being tied to the campaign and stuff, and is really, I guess, cool to me, and I would love to see like what they do with this. So like, because I was wondering about now people, but once I understand why, I'm just like, oh, okay, you know what?
Now I get it. Yep.
All right, they want this raid to really be really good. And I'm hoping to see what it comes down to. So like,
but you have what you're gonna get.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what what metas come out of this stuff, because it's changing.
Yeah.
Well, the raid is one part. They also said that people outside the raid that not doing the raid will have part in the final story as well. So whatever that is, it's gonna be like a culmination of non-raiders versus and raiders. So like the raiders will go in and do something. Almost like the last Wish. Like whoever completes it, unlock something, then the community will have to do something else. On top of that, then I get everyone get the full story from there. This is what I understand. But also to hop on Blaze thing is that 3D is very time crunching, but also forget that they're gonna nerf or disable something already before the race. So like build crafting as it is, it's gonna be like 10 times worse for like, oh, I'm gonna get the idea, and then like a day later, like, yeah, we're gonna nerf all this. Like, well, there goes my build.
Yeah, that actually happened to me. That happened to me in Crow's End. I was ready to go Beybladen with my strand, and they disabled it. Yeah. That always happens to me. I'm loving seeing the complaints about how quick it is. I'm like, sucks to suck. We're all in it together, bro. But if like you said, Luminous, there's something that the community who doesn't raid is going to have to do something with it as well. That would be pretty cool, because I think it's 10% of the Destiny population actually raids.
Yeah.
And completes them.
Yeah.
That number.
Well, it's already confirmed that we're fighting the Witness. That's the one thing. Like, no one knew we were gonna fight the Witness till that one tweet. Yeah. So like confirming that the Witness is gonna be the final boss. So whatever happens after that, there's still
for sure
no speculation on the fact that if he's gonna die either. So like, it could be like we beat him, and he's like he's gonna wimp out, disappear something. Stuff like that. But also 48 hours. I would say like Friday will be the time crunch for a lot of people. But then like once that Friday, like what's going on, I think maybe Saturday will be. I think the raid will end, but all the top 1% like get done in 6 hours. Who knows? Who knows how hard? That's the thing. But
absolutely. And shout out to Saint on the Sticks. Saint on the Sticks says, "Do you think the final shape raid will be the hardest raid yet, or like the last Wish raid?" I think now, like I said, we don't know.
Make it hard,
but based off of what I'm seeing so far is what they've been doing and what they are doing based off the gameplay, what we got in the final shape bars. But what they're doing, I think they really are packing this thing to be the Avengers Endgame final sequence type of raid that we are not prepared for, but it's going to be epic. I think it's going to be a very hard raid for sure.
And I think they're going to be testing all of us raiders. All of us raiders. I think they're going to be testing the hell out of us.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. Like I said, it's going to be. Thanks for the question, guys, and thank you, chat, for being here. Nice to see you guys. But also, I think it's going to be great. That's why they put Pantheon in place. That's why they amped up Crota's in the way that they did it, because they said they was testing on how the difficulty will be against us, so that way they'll know how to better really tune the final shape raid to make it as hard and impactful. I think this is something that we worked our whole 10 years for, all of us, whether you came in Destiny 2, whether you've been playing all 10 years, this is what we're looking for. And they know that, they're going to deliver on all fronts. We're already starting to see it just with the little things, with Into the Light, what they've been doing. A lot of different things and just showcasing what we saw. This is it. This is their final curtain call to make this an epic experience. And I think they are moving in the great direction and watch, they're going to turn heads like nobody's business.
It's what we've
You
been
can
waiting
count
for.
on that. Yeah, for sure. And just seeing what we're seeing, even when they did down to the guns, what they showed, they didn't even show us all of those guns. They only showed us some of them.
Yeah.
You know, I was
Well,
amazed at what they showed.
all the ones they've shown have just been like basically world drops so far. Like we don't even know what's coming in the raid yet.
That's true. We don't know. You know, that's just add-on stuff, and I love it. I love that. The way that they're doing these different things, like I said, activities, new public events that we've never played before is going to be there. There's going to be a lot of different things that's just they have even showed us some of that stuff. So they're keeping a lot of things tight-lipped, and I love that because it brings back that sense of discovery like we used to have back in the day, even with Forsaken. You remember when you got that first Royal drop, you was like, yo, you remember they didn't show certain things? You was like, oh man, I got this. Yo, this is awesome. They're trying to bring back that love again, and I think they're going in the right direction for sure.
They got my attention.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I'm excited about all of it. I can't wait to dive in. But like you were saying, Save, yeah, they want us to be on that playing field of, hey, we're not giving you no more time. You only got basically 3 days. Let's see what you got in 3 days. I like that. I really love that. So just know, while we're in the campaign on day 1, on June 4th, we're going to be testing stuff to make sure that while we're playing, having a good time, we got to start now. And I think that's why
there's a lot of quick building that has to happen.
Oh yeah. And obviously, if you're not doing day 1, like you can literally just take your sweet time, savor the content. You know what I'm saying? You those are people
if you want to watch us suffer and take your time, good on you.
I already know people that's going to sit there and watch Twitch all day and do it. I know some people are going to like turn off social media for that entire week. So once they're ready to do story and raid, they are completely buying. It's going to be a big day for anyone. All people, all levels. It's going to be a big day because it's a 10-year story ending. So
I'm saying you. On my days, I'm locked in. The moment I say log in is like, we got to go.
Log in
here. I'm holding W either way. Like I'm going. I am not slowed down. And of course, exciting as those days come out, you get to see me do some demon hours.
Facts.
I'll take this question. Being they only give you 3 days to prep, do you feel like Legend Campaign is a must to level fast? If you are getting ready for day 1, yes.
Oh, 100%. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes, you are absolutely going to have to. Yeah.
They bumped the level cap up super steep this time. Yes, you have to.
If you are a raider like all of us in here are, you're doing Legends.
Bounties.
You're doing Legend Campaign and getting it done quick.
Yeah, but what I will say is that what they've been doing lately is, just they have been like too steep on the light level. So like I'm pretty sure like it'll be at a reasonable cap either way.
Yeah.
So
I think it's I don't think they're gonna make us get to like 2,000
because if I can reminisce in a very old day, back in the last Wish days.
Yes, hour per hour. You remember that?
Oh yeah, them timing grounds. When people were finding ways to absolutely get as many as they can, and you have to face this. I mean, at that rate, I didn't get to do day 1. I got crushed at Cheryl Chi. That was it.
Cheryl Chi. Cali is where I stopped at because I couldn't get to it. Because it was smacking me, and I had grinded. Listen, I took like almost a week and a half off when it launched. The first day that I was one of the first few people that made it to the Dreaming City, and it was like at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I played that entire day, nonstop. I didn't get off of that chair. My eyes was bloodshot red, and I was still going. And the thing about it, I grinded so much Pinnacles, everything, and I still didn't have enough power to be able to really make any type of advantage. And I was so upset. I was like, oh man, but during those days, it's not quite like that now. They're gonna make it reasonable for everybody, mostly to get in.
I mean, that's why they even made day one quotes 2 days now.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to make it reasonable for people.
Yeah, because just based off of just having only 3 days, 4 maybe, that it's going to be a reasonable.
They haven't mentioned a power increase yet. They haven't mentioned a power increase.
Yeah, so like some of the podcasts I've listened to all said the same thing, that they're supposedly, I don't know where they said it, but they had said it at some point where they're changing how power levels work. They're changing how some sort of grinding, how we're supposed to get things done. Like whatever happened at June's 4th, it's going to change everything that we know. But even then, it's like they had to reveal everything. Like Steve was saying about the 3 new subclasses. They hadn't revealed that at all. The last thing we heard about them was 3 tweets, almost like 6 months or 4 months ago. Nothing on new recent events about that. No new exotic and how class and any new class exotics that I usually preview. Hopefully next month.
Hopefully.
Nothing yet. Like either just keep it to your chest again and let us find out for ourselves. But yeah, I know for a fact that they said something about power leveling is going to be different because it's 3 days. Like let's be real. Like unless they're just waiting until the right time in May to like, hey, this is how we're going to do power leveling. Don't worry about the 3 days. Like just do your bills.
I don't have to worry about my power level, that would be a fantastic.
Yeah, I think
I will do the story on normal.
I would say if power level doesn't change, I would say that most likely they'll probably do it 1830 at like the max.
Maybe, yeah.
Just fair. Just be fair for everybody.
And like 1820 it'd probably be good just to go do the raid. Yeah, probably. Yeah. That'd be great.
That would be great. Yeah, it's definitely like you're saying. If you guys are doing world's first out here, if you guys going to go for the first, you need to go ahead and start, just start prepping little things that help you get an advantage. Because, like I said, everything's going to change once that content drops. We all know this for a fact. I do want to ask you guys too. Do you guys think the Into the Light weapons are going to be helpful for us going into the raid? Do you think, or are we already going to be changing up the minute we get mid-turn?
No, I'm telling you that right now. No. I'm telling you that right now. No. Maybe a bait and switch edge transit. Otherwise, no, not really. I don't think so. I mean, it's really no different than anything else we got. Some favorites coming back, but I mean, is Mountaintop really going to be viable in, a contest mode raid? Probably not.
We don't even know what the fight's going to be either. So, we're going to be jumping around, being stationary, or in a puddle, probably no. It's going to be like a very interesting fight.
What do you think, Save? You going to be jumping in with the weapons that you got for Into the Light, or you like, I don't know. It depends.
I am shoot. I'm a shoot. I have belief of a Mountaintop I kept farming that day. I actually have like my Gyro at Edge Transit. It is now the best GL in the game.
Well, that gun, I used that today, and I was like, "Damn, this thing is strong as hell."
I'll bring them in so I can get proved wrong. I'm gonna bring them in so I can get proved wrong.
No, you're definitely right. Because like, I was just talking about Rockets. Rockets is overall just the best burst damage in the game right now. So
yeah, it is.
And then who knows if they haven't even really talked about the other galley nerf that they doing. They did talk about that, and then the well nerf, and then the bubble nerf. Like that's just something.
Yeah.
That's also going to be talked about.
Let's go into the new raid with pool noodles at this rate.
Because if things don't change, I'm reckoning people are just going to have like your crispy usual wells, their center taps, and all the heavy ammo juices that you can ever do, and have tether, and it would just be these. But we'll just have to see how all this plays out. So
yeah, I definitely agree with you guys.
Only a month away, 1 more full month.
We're almost there, man. We really are almost there. We're almost at final shape, man. I know we've been waiting a long time. we can pretty much say we're finally here at the last few weeks, 1 month down. You know,
Told you, I've been ready for something new. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like I say,
I'm debating if I want to take off work or not. Trying to say those points for
I put in 10 days. I put in 10 days.
I'm only off Tuesday and Wednesday, so I'm just thinking about maybe if I want to like stay my days at for day one raid or not, or we wait till like the following week and just grind out really hard for the second full week.
I'm telling you, man. I already got my whole deal. Like I am gonna be staying up all night. I'm gonna be playing all day and night, man. For this, I always do with expansions. You know,
I got Final Fantasy.
I'm gonna be super tired that week because it's gonna be a long week, but it's gonna be a fun week as well.
I got Final Fantasy expansion at the end of the month, so I got like a whole lot of grinding for Destiny before I hit that.
Trust me, I've been sitting here looking at Destiny, and with Final Fantasy 14, I'm like, I haven't finished Endwalker yet.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm leading a raid group too, so I have to like keep track of them while I'm like doing Destiny. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
Like, are you guys ready?
Feel that. I feel it.
Clear them schedules. You already know.
Not even that, it's also like Elden Ring too in the middle of that month too. So like people who are gonna be
Also
in that
for
game
me,
already.
Also for me, end of June is also ESO's coming out with their new expansion.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Bro,
The worst time for
June is
June
gonna
for
be-
some reason for
June
any
is
MMO
gonna
to
be
drop
crazy.
anything.
June is it's the best time, but the worst time because we're in our expansion time. Then I got the first Descendant I gotta worry about. I got Elden Ring I gotta worry about. I got all these different things I gotta worry about that's coming. But like I said, we're locked in, man. I'm locked in. Destiny comes first. I'm gonna make sure I gotta get in that world first. You know, I'm gonna grind the heck out of it as we always do it. And like I said, for content creators, it's gonna be a lot. You know, I'm excited because I always like to look at Bife and all my lore guys. I'm excited for them as well because it's like, oh man, I love the lore. I can't wait to see what's going on with the story. You know, them to break it down. You know what's going on. I'm hyped for that. You know, and it's just it's a great time to be a Destiny player. It really is, and it's been a minute since we got a chance to say that. And right now, man, I'm feeling it. For Fire Team Chat to come back and say we're bringing back the daggone show because this is
Yeah, I was like, no way.
No way.
No way. They're back. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, holy shit.
They're back. Wow. Yeah, I love it.
I just love that Destiny was trending with all these freaking announcements up, man. Like, made my heart full. So,
well, like literally, I was at work watching that thing, and I was out there was like, "What is this guy screaming about?" There is no way they're doing this.
oh yeah, I had a lot to say about the tweeter, the leaders, and the deniers. Oh, I had a lot to
Facts.
say.
Cook them. Cook them. Hey man, we gotta keep it a buck with them. All the dudes that was out here.
No, because at this point, like, if you're not like, at least like, you know, like I want to say excited. I'm like, if you're not feeling hopeful for the content, then
you don't need to be here.
I feel bad for you because you're just hating the hate at this point, you know, because like they just had like a lot of things being said, and you know,
I'm leaving.
There's people I don't know how they live fucking playing this game because they literally play it just to hate it.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I had hypertension from that shit. You need to go figure your life out.
I took my lesson from 14 when they had their little before Heaven's War, everyone in that community started hating on the game, and and the producer just said they'll play other games. And when Destiny came around, owned like identical, it's like, no, just play other games. Like, why are you even want to play this game to hate? Like, you're not solving anything, really. It's like
it's just like hate watching. Like, you're hate playing a game. Oh my god, screw this game, and yet you're on here. Like, go figure out what you're doing.
Oh, you're gonna get banned. Like we already saw it from the last live stream producer where people just freaking out with nonsense and you got banned. Like, whatever.
I didn't like. I gotta keep it real with you dudes. You dudes that is out here frauding on the game. You're talking crazy about the devs. You're doing all these different things. Don't be here. You should not be here. Go
we
play
don't want
something
you.
else. We don't need
we don't want
this
you.
community. Because like I said, yes, we all was down and out when we saw the downfall, the little bit of decline that we got when it came to just Lightfall. We know that. We understand that. But at the same time, don't you dare, guys, ever deny that you did have still a good time playing the Lightfall, regardless of how everything went. You still had a good time playing with your friends. Like I said, at the end of the day, listen, we're here to play the game. We are the true Destiny community. Everybody here, everybody in chat that support us, support what we're doing, and love Destiny, that's been playing Destiny, whether you have been.
You know what bothered me? A lot of people spoke about Lightfall as if somehow it was like Curse of Osiris. Like, don't get me wrong, Lightfall was fine from a gameplay standpoint. There was nothing in my eyes that just felt like it wasn't working. You might can say, oh, the location wasn't exactly as flourished as you would hope it would be, and that's more subjective to taste. You could say maybe story wasn't as well because you felt, some things narratively felt awkward. And I'll agree, it wasn't exactly polished all the way through. But nothing in life, as we know it, is perfect. Something you just have to take with as they are and enjoy the experience the way it is. And that's all Lightfall was to me. I had a fun-ass time learning how to maneuver with Strand. And now I grapple around like it's second nature. But I remember when I first got the ability, I could barely complete the time quest. It's fun to uncover those things and learn and just enjoy the experience as it is.
That's a fact. Yeah, for sure. I enjoy Strand, for what it was. I definitely enjoy it. It's part of one of my builds that I have, and I love it. Like I said, these guys out here, I call them frauds because all they do is hate on the game. When the game,
there are a lot of people that are like that, and it's unfortunate. In most cases, like for what I've seen, mostly it's just Twitter. People complain about everything. You can have a cup of water, that right there, and say, "I love drinking water," and someone else will come in and says, "You fucking hate apple juice." I didn't say anything. It's that sort of thing.
That is true. Yeah. And here's the funny one that I really love that people say, oh, the content creators, all they're doing is grifting and shilling for Bungie because, you're just trying to get content. Listen, if you love the game, you love the game. I'm going to voice my opinion about the game. Me, Jeff, you already know what we talk about. When the game is bad, we'll critique it from a standpoint of this is what they could do, and I hope that they do. But it's not to put down the game and put down Bungie or the devs because they work their asses off to make sure it's good. And that's one of the biggest things that
we've critiqued the hell out of the game, especially when Lightfall came around. We critiqued the hell out of it.
Absolutely.
But afterward, we're like, man, the final shape gotta be good. You still have hope for it.
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't a huge fan of the story of Lightfall, I still had hope for the damn game because I love the game. I was just like, I'll pick it back up once some new shit comes out, and cool. It's good now. All good.
It's good. And that's what I love. I love about what they've done, even with Into the Light. Like I said, this is free content, literally free content, and look at what we're getting. With free content, that's never been done with Destiny before. That's pretty great. I feel really good about that. I get my pinnacle weapons that I've been crying about for years.
People were so bent out of shape when Into the Light came out, and they were offering raid weapons in that experience. And I have to say right here and right now, it does not matter what they offer to the player. If they're trying to make sure that everyone is prepared for the thing that's about to come, let every player have the chance to earn something, to feel like they can go in and can tackle the content. If they're giving you this stuff so that you can be ready, it's about to be hard. So they want to make sure that people can play it. And I get it. Nobody wants to jump in there and feel like they don't have the tools to accomplish this stuff. And then they put the game down and never try it again. Very easy to turn people off of gaming. Like, think of the many amount of games that you've played in the past where the system wasn't designed well, and the entry for that experience wasn't exactly friendly. So you try it out and you don't like it because of the little things here or there, and then you never look back and try it again. It's very easy to turn players off. So they give them powerful stuff. They say, hey, look, if you want to jump in there and have a good time with what's to come, here's a place where you can get X, Y, and Z, and you should have no problem going in there, tackling it on Legend version, tackling it on the base version. Just enjoy what's to come. And then as you get better, you can then later, graduate to these other things. But people get so upset when they see powerful tools being given to players who won't even use them as effectively as that person who earned it a long time ago.
Exactly.
Like, you can have two people with forbearance all day, but the other guy knows thoroughly how to use it versus the noob who picked it up and is just, happy with the perks that he got on it and just doesn't worry about it.
That's a fact. Yeah. Absolutely. Man, y'all cooking. That's what I'm saying, man. You're hearing it from the community, guys. This is the community. This is what we think, and this is what we stand on. And that's one of the things, like I said, if you're one of those bozo guys, get out of here, because this is not literally. You already
don't need you. Don't need you. Don't want you.
Absolutely.
Find somewhere else. Find another bridge to hang out under. It ain't ours.
Call of Duty got plenty of bozos over there. Go over there. This is the community that we love. We love the game. We've been passionate about it for 10 years or so. We're happy what we are getting, and we're glad to see all of the positives and the positive things coming to this game. So that's
I've always liked with Destiny is like there are so many people from different everything that just come together where like we like to shoot fucking aliens, dude. all these different backgrounds, beliefs, anything, and we're like, yo, you like guns? Yeah, I like guns. You like to kill aliens? Yeah, I do. Shoot, let's group up.
Let's do it. Yeah, and I'm loving it, and like I said again, I'm so glad that Destiny is coming together again, and they know that this is the last chance, and they're trying to strike out hard and really show the community what they really can do, because this is the pinnacle of what Bungie. Bungie knows what they do. Every time Bungie's backed up against the wall, they always shine. We've seen it too many times. So I know that they're gonna knock this out of the park for sure. I'm confident about this.
Yeah.
But that being said, this wraps up the end of panel 1. So this is panel 1. We finally wrapped up. I appreciate all y'all great conversations that we had, and I think the chat, you guys showed up, man. You had a good time. Hit 1 in the chat if you guys had a great time in the chat. We appreciate you guys, and we always do the floor is yours. So that being said, Save, you're up. The floor is yours. How can they find you? What you got coming up?
Oh, sure. They can find me at twitch.tv/Save the Blade. I just been out here just vibing, just helping people and stuff. And what else do I have? Oh yeah, I'm about to be doing some GMs tonight with a very awesome gamer. I do it every weekend because I've been on my night schedule on the weekends now. So like I just do all that stuff and then.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, man. You guys definitely go and follow Save the Blade. He is a great dude. Man, you'll have some fun in there. Him and his gang is amazing people. Definitely great community for sure. Don't sleep.
Dude, I'm battling with love all the time. So
absolutely. Luminous, my main man. Where can they find you? What you got going on, sir?
You can find me at the Luminous Zero, Twitter and my Twitch. I also do another podcast called The Garden You See. You can just find me there with my other co-host who could not join with me because he's UK. And but yeah, I'm gonna start streaming more next week. Doing Onslaught, just preparing myself for the Final Save. I'm also gonna start raiding again in Final Fantasy next week as well with my group to get that preparation for Dawn Trail. So a lot of gaming and being a parent, all that jazz.
Hey, I feel you.
Trust me, I feel you.
Yeah, man. Hey, definitely Garden Feed podcast. Great guys over there. Luminous holding it down. Great conversations that these guys have, man. You definitely got to check them out for sure. and my man, the Cat Whisperer, the guy. It's Zay Osiris. How can they find you? What you got going on?
Well, they can essentially find me anywhere, as so long as they look up the tag Zay Osiris Gaming. It's at Twitter, it's at Twitch, it's YouTube. But yeah, I'm always gaming, always playing. If anyone ever needs help, they know how to reach out and find me. And yeah, I'm still on Facebook, obviously helping with the community there on the little forums and making sure things are moving as needed and everyone gets what they can possibly get out of the game. So yeah, I'm always around, always playing.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, he's a great guy in the community, holding it down, man. You definitely got to follow him. Zay Osiris is great dude, man. Love it. And of course, Mr. Jared Darkheart. How can they find you, sir? What you got going on?
You can find me at twitch.tv/Jareth_Darkheart. And I will give you any of your endgame needs, GMs, raids, dungeons. I love doing it all. Tonight I'm going to be doing Whisper Carriers again. I'm doing Whisper Carriers the whole month of April. It'll be 0 hour the whole month of May. So if you need either of those, we can run the legend, the normal, find all the secrets. I don't care. I don't care how many times we got to run it till you get your stuff. All month it'll be Whisper. And then all month May, it'll be 0 hour. So see you there.
Hey, bet. Yeah, definitely go follow my co-host, Jared Darker. Great guy, man. He's cool, man. You'll love him and his guys. And of course, you already know you can find me right here on Peacock Gaming channel as well. I always post updates on Twitter, Peacock Gaming 2. You can find me there. I always post motivational stuff. Either it's variety, motivation, or what's coming up on upcoming shows. Of course, we're gonna have a show coming up soon with Brad for the variety gaming. I think it might be next week. I believe. I think it is next week. But I'll keep you guys posted for that. So definitely look out for that. And time to hit the mission clear. So we finally cleared the show. We did it. So I appreciate you guys. It's been great.
Bye.
And, we will see you next week as well for the next show. So I love you guys. Thank you and peace. Have a good night.
All right.
See you.
Yep.
Peace.